which animals might have the capacity to variabilize the concept of a day. But I do believe most animals have the ability to variabilize certain concepts. They do recognize history. They do recognize specifically parts of their history as history that are significant to them. Uh, Elephants return to the graves of their dead and so on, the bones of their dead. So I think I don't know. I want to talk about language, but to me, it's so simple that your argument that language is somehow super material beyond space time holds no convincing weight for me. I mean, because just by definition, I can start from my definition of I exist. Everything else that exists by virtue of its interaction with me. What does it mean for I exist? Because you think that's a big exertion? It's a name I am labeling. Oh, you say we're not labeling. Okay. Well, I'm naming an interaction. I'm naming an interaction. So you can label. It's all about interaction. But I can say existence is whatever's going on about this perception thing. Okay. And if something interacts with that perception thing, it exists because it's part of that. Okay, and that's what I mean when I say interacts with me, through my perceptions. So I'm tracing my arguments up, and by those definitions, words are in space and time. Because space and time are aspects of my perceptions, and the words are inside these aspects in the sense that space and time apply to all my perceptions, and words are among those, okay, that have space and time. Every word I ever heard occurred in a space and a time, okay? Every word ever read occurred in a space and a time. So they're in there. It's just a metaphor. It means that every time, whereas I don't have words every time there's space and time. I have space and time sometimes and I'm quiet and there's no words there, okay? The main thing, too, I would object to, though, besides this conversation on language, which maybe should be a separate thing, but you put it together, is this elitism you have about humanity and the way we think. There's nothing that special. I don't think there's any type of idea that we have that a dog or even a mouse probably doesn't have. Type of idea. In other words, they variabilize something. Maybe it's kinds of cheese. I don't know exactly what it would be. That's for a detailed study. But I think they variabilize something. Might not variabilize day. I think probably humans have some of the best conceptions of time. But other animals have conceptions of time. They run around the other way and wait for the animal that's running around that way. They have conceptions of space and time. And in history, at least through their learning mechanisms, but it would seem also through memory. It seems like we've shown that. So why are you so special about humans? Why does it have to be something special that we can communicate? You admit we communicate with an animal, a pet, but you want to say, that's me communicating with it, not it communicating with me, or me sharing my language, or I could communicate with it, but can't communicate with other animals. When really, all our studies show animals do communicate with each other and with us. And the only reason you can claim what you have claimed, Professor Anton, is because you have not defined language well enough to be answerable to what the fuck you're saying.